owner of Outdoor Adventure Marketing, and today is our Tuesday morning webinar about digital marketing in the outdoor adventure space. We're going to be talking about marketing automation systems, and I'm going to give you an intro to what they are, how they benefit your business, and everything marketing automation system related. As usual, these webinars are about 20 minutes with time for questions at the end, and we'll get started. Our company is Outdoor Adventure Marketing, and we're a lead generation company for outdoor tour companies. So we're a digital agency. We started in 2009. We're located in Tempe, Arizona, and we have 12 full-time in-house staff. So we're all local, doing our work here in Tempe, Arizona. We drive prospects to your event or tour business, and we have a proven method for tour-related lead generation. My name is Adam Markfield, and I founded the company in 2009. I have a technical and marketing background, and I'm a cold brew enthusiast and husband and father. All right, so let's get right into it. Today we're talking about marketing, and more specifically, we're talking about marketing automation systems. When it comes to marketing your business, there are a lot of moving pieces, and in many cases, it becomes nearly impossible to manage all of those moving parts. If you're running a tour business and you're touring 4 to 8 hours a day, you need a reliable system to follow up with your prospects and customers. So, for example, you might want to take a Monday off for Labor Day. Today's the day after Labor Day. And if you don't have a good marketing system set up in place, you might be calling people on Labor Day. They might be interested in doing tours, and you become very reactionary. So if you want to take that day off or you're buried with other responsibilities, following up with marketing and your marketing efforts can be very challenging because there's just a lot of moving parts, and it's very easy to forget calling people back or following up or whatever the case may be, especially when people are interested, 2, 4, 6 weeks out or even months out. So we're going to talk about marketing automation systems and how they can help you streamline that process so it's a lot easier. First, I'm going to talk to you about what a marketing automation system looks like and how it works. So marketing automation is a concept that comes from an online website, a platform that's a SaaS platform that basically automates tasks that are related to your everyday marketing. So it's software that automates marketing actions. And those types of actions include email campaigns. They include reminders. You can trigger calls based on behavior. You can send personalized communication. Your website can update dynamically. You can build landing pages. You can do all sorts of things with a marketing automation system. And if you're looking at the PowerPoint right now, you see on the left side, you have touch points where someone calls in, where they visit your website, or you send them a marketing email. And then those leads go into a CRM, which is a customer relationship manager. And then marketing automation takes over and starts hitting those people automatically with different types of content. So they might be receiving reminder emails, marketing emails, whatever the case may be. It keeps you top of mind, and then they're pulled in and eventually convert to customers. So the entire idea behind a marketing automation system is that you're automating tasks that are very manual and can be very difficult to handle. On a regular basis, day to day, especially when you're busy doing other things. Four of the most popular automation systems are HubSpot, Infusionsoft, SharpSpring, and Marketo. They all essentially do the same thing, but they also have small variations in their features. We favor HubSpot here at Outdoor Adventure Marketing. It's a very powerful and easy-to-use marketing automation system, although Infusionsoft is a local company, and we definitely support them. And then SharpSpring and Marketo are two other powerhouses in the automation world. There are a number of other platforms that you can find just by Googling marketing automation. So if you want to explore some different options, I would recommend starting with these 4 and then maybe checking out some others just through Google. So we're going to talk about 3 different examples of how marketing automation systems work. And you can use these to your advantage so that you don't have to follow up with people as manually as you might do right now, or maybe you're not doing any manual follow-up, and that in itself can be a little bit of an issue. So the first example that we're going to use is automate using a drip campaign when someone submits an information request. So the scenario is someone hits your website and they want to get more information about your tour company. So they fill out a drip campaign. They fill out a form on your website, which triggers a drip campaign. And a drip campaign is an automated sequence of emails that you've set up and pre-configured so that those people will receive a sequence of emails over a period of time to keep you top of mind and in front of them. So let's say someone fills out that form, then they receive an email, hey, thanks for checking in with us. We're going to need you to call as soon as we can. Then 5 days later, it's like, hey, do you have any questions? 7 days later, did you know we also do Jeep tours in addition to ATV tours? And then 10 days later, it's like, hey, did you make a decision? So they fill out the form, you call them, maybe they don't answer your call, which is not that uncommon in the tour business, but these emails keep being sent out to them so that you're still top of mind. So that automates your follow-up process, and you don't need to call people a bunch of times and keep annoying them. Then if they haven't actually booked within 10, 15, 20 days, whatever your automation system is set up as, then they can continue following up with you and will potentially be a customer because you're top of mind. Another example, very specific to the tour industry, is using drip campaigns to create a trip reminder. So typically when people call a tour company, they say, hey, we're interested in doing jet skis. We're going to be out there on June 2nd. And do you have any availability for that date? What's the cost? And you say, all right, here's the cost. Yeah, we have availability for that date. And let's say they're calling in April. So if you get that date and you drop that in your automation system, then, and they don't actually book with you, you can have the automation system start sending them emails, let's say 4 weeks away from their anticipated arrival date. So the first email could say, hey, it was great speaking with you. Have you booked your jet ski? And then the next one could be, hey, we haven't heard from you. We're doing a 10% off discount. Please call us if you want to book. And then, maybe 10 days out, it's, we fill up fast. Call us right away if you're still interested. We'd love to have you. And so what that does is it creates a sense of urgency. You can throw a discount in there, and all this is automated. So when you receive the call and you take down the date that they're visiting, you actually just put that date in the system in a date field, and then the emails will start triggering on their own. So the interaction and the responsibility on your part as the business owner marketer is quite limited because you only need to put in the one date, and then everything else comes through automatically. So that is the second example of an automation system using a drip campaign with emails. And then the third example that we have goes into an area that probably most tour companies wouldn't do because it's probably a pain and it's somewhat low probability. But if people are coming and they're doing the jet ski trip in June, it's possible, maybe not probable, that they come back to this area every single year. So if you do the same type of automation campaign, but instead of saying, hey, you're coming in 4 weeks, you say, hey, you came last year, are you coming again? And you put it 2 months out from their anticipated arrival date. Then if they are coming, if it's an annual trip or if they own a cabin there or whatever the case may be, then they're going to be reminded of the tour. Hopefully they enjoyed it and they might book again. So the annual reminder drip campaign is one that most tour companies are definitely not doing because it's a little bit low probability, but if you automate it, then it could be a really good opportunity to pick up additional business and traffic without really needing to do anything. Because you get the initial phone call, they tell you the tour date, you put it in your system so they're planning to tour this date, and then you don't need to do anything else. You can have your second drip campaign that says, hey, you're coming in 4 weeks, have you guys booked yet? Let's say they book or don't book, and then without doing anything else, that data is still in your system, and then let's say 10 months after their tour date, you have it trigger an email again, and then those people are reminded that they were interested in your company, you get name recognition, and it continues and evolves from there. So the annual reminder drip campaign is a really interesting tactic for tour companies and one that basically no one is doing. So those are 3 examples of how you can do automation, and they primarily revolve around email automation in this instance because the emails are a really good way to follow up and continue notifying people of what's happening and their event. You can also set up text messages with some of these platforms so that if they don't check their emails or you want to send one text, that's an option as well. Now, the marketing automation system is a lot more robust than just sending automated emails. It has a ton of different features. So one of the main features that's really helpful if you have a strong social presence is being able to monitor social media activity in an automation platform. What you do is you connect your system, let's say HubSpot, with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever the case may be, and then as comments are coming in and people are tagging you or you're reading hashtags, you can see all of that information aggregated into your marketing automation system, and you can start interacting and responding with those people just in one central area. So the idea behind the marketing automation system is not just automating marketing, but it's also pulling all the information into one area in console so that it makes it a lot easier for you to interact with those people just from a general perspective. So instead of opening 5 different applications, 3 social media, Instagram on your phone, you can bring it all into one platform and easily talk to folks that are mentioning you on social media. If you're running marketing through AdWords or Bing or Facebook ads, you can pull in that data as well. So these systems allow you to integrate with third-party paid media applications, and that information is automatically pulled into your platform. This is really powerful just because it then associates the AdWords leads, for example, with a contact that shows up in HubSpot. So HubSpot auto-tags people by source and feeds that information into this platform. And so if someone came in through AdWords or Facebook ads or another social channel or came direct or through a search query or from a referral, HubSpot actually reads that information, and then when the contact goes into your database, HubSpot says, okay, you, out of 100 leads, 20 of those were from referrals, 30 were direct, 10 were social media, and 40 were paid media, or something like that. And so then you have a really good idea of what paid marketing channels are working, what are converting to leads, and what are converting to visitors. And in our last webinar, we talked a lot about how you track and establish the ROI of different marketing campaigns. And one of the most important parts of that is having a strong tracking mechanism. And so HubSpot allows you to track those leads and that data very easily and without a whole lot of technical expertise, which is awesome. There are quite a few additional features that are in these platforms that I'm not going to go into in a lot of depth. The tracking and social media and then email marketing are really, in my opinion, the most important for an outdoor venture tour company, but there are quite a few different ones. So you can track different campaign sources, just like I was talking about just a moment ago. Many of them have drag and drop landing page builders. Some of them have blog post idea generators if you're creating content, which is really cool. Many of them integrate with your website so that the content on the website is interactive and dynamic. And if they have already, if they've already interacted with you, then HubSpot will pre-populate that information, and then they don't even need to put in their email and phone number because they've already filled out a form. So it'll pre-populate and they can just hit send if they want to get something else. And then you can also pull in analytics like Google Analytics to see how your website's doing and just get an idea of where the traffic is coming from. So again, these marketing automation systems are not just about automation, they're about a one-stop shop for all of your marketing needs. Now you might be asking how much they cost. And they don't exactly come cheap. This is not the most affordable purchase you're going to make for your business, but if you are scaling your tour business and you're doing a lot of tours and getting a lot of lead activity coming in, then these might be worth it just because I think they will end up paying for themselves within a few tours every single month if you set them up and run correctly. So for example, HubSpot, their mid-level tier is $800 a month. They start at $200 a month, and they have an onboarding fee. Infusionsoft is cheaper, although in my opinion, it's a little bit harder to use. SharpSpring is $600 a month. Marketo is $2,400 a month. So all this information was pulled from SharpSpring's comparison sheet, which admittedly is one of the competitors, but knowing HubSpot and knowing some of these other platforms, I think it's fairly accurate. But you will be spending some money if you're going to take on one of these. You will be spending some money if you decide to go to this marketing automation route, but it's really powerful. And again, if you're paying $800 a month for HubSpot and that's one tour for you, then it could easily be justified and it might be worth it, especially when you start thinking about the opportunities for annual recurring revenue and rolling those leads into the next years. That would really start to stack up nicely. All right, so to sum it up, to manage your marketing efficiently, you want to consider automating your marketing campaigns. Doing everything manually can be extremely difficult and nearly impossible, especially if you're getting a lot of calls, a lot of leads, and you're running tours or you don't have a person dedicated to following up. So you can use marketing automation systems like HubSpot, Infusionsoft, SharpSpring, and Marketo to set up drip campaigns, integrate with paid media sources, integrate with social media, and then also leverage all of the other features like landing pages, website builders, analytics, campaign tracking, whatever the case may be. So there are a lot of different options, and it's a really good approach if you want to make your marketing really run smoothly without a lot of management from yourself or someone else at your company. Next week, we're going to be talking about using call tracking for customer service improvement. So when you are running call tracking, a lot of times people think, hey, I'm doing call recording, I'm just getting an idea of how many leads I'm getting. Well, you can also use that platform to check out customer service. So how are people responding to your inquiries? Are calls being answered? What sort of learning opportunities are there? So there are a number of different methods for using call tracking to really improve your business and help the customer experience. Again, we're Outdoor Adventure Marketing. We specialize in lead generation for outdoor tour companies like ATV tours, snowmobiling, ziplining, snorkeling, all of those types of things. And if you're interested in getting in touch with us, our contact information is on the screen right in front of you, or if you're on Facebook or something, you can just send a message to our Facebook page, and we'll respond to you right away. All right, so we have just one or two questions that came in during this, and so I'm going to answer those. Okay, the first question is, does marketing automation hook into booking software? Marketing automation can hook into booking software in a few different ways, and probably the best way is using a service called Zapier, which actually connects different systems. So if something happens in the marketing automation system, like HubSpot, then you set up a Zap where it sends data to Zapier, and then Zapier can push it into another system. So you can definitely integrate different booking engines and the marketing automation system together using something like Zapier. I don't think they have a native integration, but Zapier would probably work. It works in most cases. And then, can I send email newsletters to these systems, or do I still need something like MailChimp? You can definitely send email newsletters and one-off emails through these systems. The systems allow you to take all of your contacts and then put them in different lists so that you can email them periodically, regularly. You can have the list automatically update as people come into your system. So basically, those are called smart lists. And if someone fills out a certain form, you can say, hey, anyone that's filled out this form, I want them to be in this list. Anyone that's completed this checkbox, I want them to be in this list. So you can actually segment by services or seasonality. So if you run a tour company and then you also run snowmobiling, those are obviously potentially the same market, but two different seasons. So if someone's coming in for one of them, you can segment them in a different list and then continue to email them. And they can unsubscribe and do all the normal things that you would do with MailChimp or something like that. But it's just a lot more powerful. So I would highly recommend using that route, especially if you go with the marketing automation system already. So that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week using call tracking for customer service improvement. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And thanks again for joining.